Today we discuss adiabatic process. What is this adiabatic process? See, the process in which the system neither absorbs heat energy nor loses heat energy. Example, consider a gas taken in a cylinder fitted with a piston. If this gas neither absorbs heat energy nor loses heat energy, it means there is no change in heat energy of the gas. Suppose this gas contains Q amount of heat energy, then Q remains constant here. If Q is constant, then delta Q is 0. Such processes are called adiabatic process. Therefore, the process in which the system neither absorbs heat energy nor loses heat energy is called adiabatic process. Now, equations related to adiabatic process. Actually, this we have to study in kinetic theory of gases. Okay, anyway, we'll study here only. Equations related to adiabatic process. Okay, first one is PV raised to gamma is equal to constant, where P is called as pressure, V is the volume, gamma is the ratio of specific heats. Now this is first equation. Now these equations can be modified. Example, see here, next, since we know that according to perfect gas equation, PV is equal to nRT, where N is the number of moles, R is gas constant, T is temperature. If I send this V this side, then I can say P is equal to nRT by V. Now this P, let us substitute here. Okay, this P we can substitute here. Then nRT by V into V to the power gamma is equal to constant. Here directly I will write. Here we know that when process is going on, number of moles remains constant, R remains constant, T variable, V are variable. Okay, then it means N and R are constant. That I will send this side. Then you know it is nothing but 1. Then I can say T as it is, this is V raised to gamma. This V, if I send, V to the power minus 1 is equal to constant divided by N into R. So finally we can write here as T V to the power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant by constant is once again a constant. Therefore, T V raised to gamma minus 1 is the equation for adiabatic process. Second form. It's a first form, it is a second form. Now it is in terms of P and V. It is in terms of T and V. Now let us take in terms of P and T. P and T, means we have to remove V here. To remove V from this equation, I can take V is equal to N R T divided by P. Then substitute this V in this equation, right? Then P in bracket N R, both are constant, raised to gamma, T raised to gamma, P raised to gamma is equal to constant. Since N and R are constant, then constant raised to gamma is constant. If I bring it down, then constant by constant is once again a constant. Then finally, if you simplify, you get this as P to the power 1 minus gamma T to the power gamma is equal to constant. So these are the equations for adiabatic process. Please note down 1, 2 and 3 for adiabatic process. Please note down. Now, as you know, according to next, according to first law of thermodynamics, heat energy absorbed by the system is equal to change in internal energy plus external work done. Okay, but you know, for adiabatic process, for adiabatic process. So tell me here, what is for adiabatic process? You know, for adiabatic process, I can say this delta Q is equal to 0. Delta Q is equal to 0. When you substitute this delta Q in this above equation, then we can get du plus dw will be equal to 0, or take that side, du is equal to minus dw. So this is your conclusion. One thing from this, it is clear that when du is positive, dw is negative. That is, if I say du is positive, dw is negative. What do you mean by positive? That is, internal energy increases. So internal energy increases. What does it mean? Then work done negative. Negative means work is done by the system. Sorry, work is done. Work done is on the system. Work is done on the system. Work is done on the system. It means, try to remember, whenever work is done on the system, internal energy increases, or vice versa. If du Decreases means negative. If it is negative, then it will be positive. Positive means work is done by the system. So therefore today try to remember, as in adiabatic process, if work is done on the system, internal energy increases. If work is done by the system, internal energy decreases. So one thing. Second, what is the equations for work done? As you know, here we have written dW can be written as, work done can be written as minus du. As I told, work done may depends on path or process, but change in internal energy is independent of path, that is independent of process. It may be adiabatic, it may be isothermal, or it may be any process. Change in internal energy remains same, that is dW can be written as minus n, number of moles, specific heat at constant volume, into change in temperature. So you can use this expression for work done in adiabatic process, or dW can be written as, since we know that CV, what specific heat at constant volume can be written as F R by 2, where F is degrees of freedom, R is a gas constant. Then if I substitute here, I can get dW is equal to, this minus indicate work is done on the system, N F R dt by 2. So this is the one more formula. Or otherwise, there is one more thing. CV can also be written as R divided by gamma minus 1. This I have taken in last hour, in last video. If you substitute, then dW can be written as minus N. Instead of CV, I can write R dt divided by 2. So this is also the expression for work done. You know, dt means change in temperature. So therefore I can write dW can be written as minus. So NR will be common. T final minus T initial by, sorry, it is not 2, it is gamma minus 1. It is gamma minus 1. Or dW can be written as minus common NR T final minus NR T initial by gamma minus 1. Or otherwise, nRT is nothing but PV. PV is equal to nRT. Okay. So since we know somewhere PV is equal to nRT, PV is equal to nRT there. So hence nRT means I can write PV. Therefore finally I can write this, even if I take a negative sign inside, directly I will write my work done is equal to P initial V initial minus P final V final divided by gamma minus 1. So this is the work done in adiabatic process. This work done itself is the change in energy. So it means for adiabatic process I have written dq, which is 0. I have written du, that is minus of dw. I have written dw, this. So we have written dq, du, dw for adiabatic process. Okay, please note down. Next, relation between isothermal and adiabatic process. Relation between isothermal and adiabatic process. Okay, so first we know that first we'll write for equation for isothermal, equations for isothermal and adiabatic. For isothermal, for isothermal, okay, and for adiabatic. So we know that here for isothermal means the temperature remains same. Hence it is necessary to write in terms of pressure and volume. That is PV is equal to constant. PV is equal to constant. Here PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. This is the equation. Now, whenever I look at this gamma, I wrote value of gamma for monoatomic, diatomic and triatomic. We found that this gamma is always greater than 1. If it is always greater than 1, then if gamma is always greater than 1, since gamma is greater than 1, then V to the power gamma is always greater than gamma. As a result of this, so whenever we write here, so if I write here P inversely proportional to V, here P inversely proportional to V to the power gamma. So it means whenever we draw the graph of P versus V, so here V raised to gamma is more than V. Hence this P is always greater than this P. That is, when we plot the graph of pressure versus volume, so it means since as V increases, This is increasing more fast. Hence, it is decreasing fast. When we draw the graph, so if I start like this, it is for isothermal. So it is for isothermal. 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 If I draw same for adiabatic, then for adiabatic, the decrease is fast. Decrease is fast. It is adiabatic. It is for adiabatic. It means, try to remember one thing, nature of graph of P versus V is same for isothermal as well as adiabatic. Nature remains the same. Only difference is the steepness. Only difference is the steepness. Always remember steepness, that is a slope, I can say. Always remember slope of adiabatic is always greater than slope of isothermal. Right? This we have to remember. Okay, please note down this much. Now let us have an example. Let's have an example here. So change is fast. Change is fast in adiabatic as compared to isothermal. Isothermal changes are slow, adiabatic changes are fast. So when we draw a graph of pressure versus volume, pressure versus volume here, pressure versus volume. So now we got two graphs. So one is this, okay, or otherwise little bit steepness I can do. This, okay. So another I will draw little bit more steep. Starting point remains same. It means this red is decreasing faster than black. Means here it is more steep, it is less steep. Means its slope is more, its slope is less. Means it is a falling slow, it is falling fast. If I say it is a first, it is a second. Okay. Here, since it is falling fast, the first curve indicates isothermal. 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 Suppose if I put this arrow mark, this shows increase in the volume. Increase in the volume means expansion. So it is isothermal expansion. Isothermal expansion. Isothermal expansion. Similarly here, the second one, it is the second one. If I say like this, here also volume increases, therefore it is also expansion. But since it is falling fast, it is an adiabatic. Adiabatic expansion. So now we have identified the graphs which is for isothermal and which is for adiabatic. Now let us identify the work done. Which work done is more and which work done is less, right? So now I can say about the work done. Okay, right. Here I'll write work done in isothermal, work done in adiabatic. Okay. After work done, next I can say pressure in isothermal as well as adiabatic. You can say temperature also. Steepness I don't want to say. Steepness is more in adiabatic as well as for more is in adiabatic than isothermal. Okay, see, whenever I want to take the work done, you know, area under PV graph gives work done. This is the area under isothermal graph. This red indicates area under adiabatic. It's clear that area under isothermal is more. If area is more, then work done is also more. Hence, work done in isothermal is more than work done in adiabatic. And here both pressure, starting pressures are here and volumes are here, and at a given change in the volume, so it is a pressure for isothermal, it is a pressure for adiabatic. Hence, pressure of isothermal is greater than pressure of adiabatic. Then you can decide the temperatures also. You can say the change in temperatures also, right? So that is easy, I don't want to take here. Now it is isothermal expansions. Now I will try to explain compression. See, graph. This is P versus V graph. Compression means I have to go like this. So my starting point should be like this. One is like this. Another is like this, okay? So both I take at the same. Okay, no problem. So this is called as first. Sorry. Now I have to take which is isothermal, which is adiabatic. Which is isothermal and which is adiabatic. So we know that here both are started here. You know that for a given change in the volume, here change in the pressure is more. So means first one is changing more and second one is changing less. First one is changing more. The one which changes more is an adiabatic. So I can call this as a first curve, adiabatic, and this is the unworn curve called second curve. Here second curve indicates isothermal compression. Isothermal compression, second one. Similarly, first one says if we go like this, so it is adiabatic compression. Second one is for adiabatic compression. Okay, first curve. This red curve is adiabatic, black is isothermal. Now you can say under which graph area is more? Obviously for red. Area under PV graph is more. Hence work done is also more. Therefore we can say work done in adiabatic process. Work done in adiabatic process is greater than work done in isothermal. And if I look at the pressure, pressure in adiabatic is more than pressure in isothermal. Okay, so this is easy to identify. Hope in every book you have this question. I think based on this you can solve this question from book easily. So I think in one of the book, it was one of the exams it was given. They said A, B, C, D. Which is isothermal and which is adiabatic. They may ask a compression or they may ask expansion. Based on this, you can identify isothermal compression, adiabatic compression, isothermal expansions and adiabatic expansions. Right? Note on this. After this adiabatic process, next is a cyclic process. Hope there is no need to explain the cyclic process. Cyclic and non-cyclic process. In a cyclic process, remember, in cyclic process, cyclic process. Cyclic process, the process in which the initial state and final state are same, that is called cyclic process. When we draw a graph, it may be any graph, if it start from here, moves and come back to the same position, it may go clockwise or anti-clockwise, then it is called as a cyclic process. If I say it is an initial position and finally it reaches here, then it is called cyclic process. Okay, this may be clockwise or this may be anti-clockwise, depends on the situation. Okay, in this data I will take a reverse. A, B, C, D. Here it is, sorry, anti-clockwise. Here it is clockwise. I don't want to explain more here. Yesterday I told, if it is cycle is clockwise, work done is positive. If cycle is anti-clockwise, work done is negative. First point. Second, in cyclic process, there is no change in internal energy of the system. Okay, if there is no change in the internal energy, then there is no change in the temperature. There is no change in the temperature. Then according to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to du plus dw. Since du is 0, dq is equal to dw. Means whatever amount of energy the system absorbs, then absorbed energy is completely converted into work done. That is the meaning of cyclic process. Okay, but later we'll come to know. So any machine cannot convert complete energy into useful work. Okay, if it is doing, then it is called as ideal. That I will take in the next hour. That is a Carnot cycle. Right now, cyclic process, if it is not complete, then it is called as non-cyclic process. Okay, after this cyclic process and non-cyclic process, I want to take a very important one, that is a gas laws. This already you have studied in chemistry, but even though I want to remind you, gas laws. I don't want to go in detail, just I want to highlight how to remember the gas laws. How to remember the gas laws. You know, the state of a gas is decided by 3 variables. One is pressure, another is volume, third one is the temperature. The state of a gas is decided by pressure, volume and temperature. Here the gas laws deals with the relation between the 2 variables, keeping third one constant. I repeat, gas laws deals with relation between the 2 parameters by keeping third one constant. ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈ 3 ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ 2 ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ರಿಲೇಷನ್, ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ಮೂರನೇದ್ದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ pressure and volume at constant temperature, or it gives the relation between pressure and volume and temperature keeping pressure constant. Okay, so ಈ ಥರ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. better, it is very easy for us to remember. ಈ ತರ ಹಾಕೋಣ. ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ when temperature constant, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ when pressure constant, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ when volume constant. See, the gas laws gives the relation between pressure and volume when temperature constant, and relation between volume and temperature when pressure constant, and relation between pressure and temperature when volume constant. To know this, try to remember BCG dose. Means it is a vaccine. Everybody knows BCG is a vaccine. So try to remember it as a B, C, G, vaccine. Colors. Here B means Boyle's law, C means Charles' law, G means Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, so see, as we know that whenever we put BCG vaccine, we get some mark. That mark we can call this as an identity. Here we can call this as a identity. So IDD. IDD means identity. So how to read? Remember, B means Boyle's law, C means Charles' law, G means Gay-Lussac's law, I means inversely proportional, D means directly proportional. Okay, see my first law, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume at constant temperature. Is called Boyle's law. Next, volume is directly proportional to temperature at constant pressure. Is called Charles' law. That pressure is directly proportional to temperature at constant volume, called Gay-Lussac's law. Hope in this figure you can remember all the three laws. Okay, let's write one by one here. So first, Boyle's law. Boyle's law. So as you know, law means it has limitation. It has limitation. What are the limitations? You know, it is applicable only for a gas of constant mass. Okay, see, as I told, pressure is inversely proportional to volume at constant temperature. Sorry, V at constant temperature, or P is equal to constant by V, or PV is equal to constant. This is for Boyle's law. When PV is a constant, PV is equal to constant, you can write one more like this. When PV is equal to constant, we can write P1, V1 is equal to P2, V2 and so on. Keep in mind. After this, now let us go for second. V directly proportional to C is called Charles' law. Charles' law. What this Charles' law teaches? As it says, volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to the temperature. And to remove the temperature, we can call this proportionality and we can put a constant into T, or V by T is equal to constant. V by T is equal to constant. is our Charles law. When V by T is equal to constant, then you can write V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2 and so on. This is our Charles law. Hope you can write yourself Gay-Lussac's law. Please try. Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. What this Gay-Lussac's law deals? Pressure of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to the temperature. Means P directly proportional to T, or P is equal to constant into T. To remove the proportionality sign, we have written constant, or P by T is equal to constant. This is the Gay-Lussac's law, right? Or this can be written as P1 by V1, P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2 and so on. This is a Gay-Lussac's law. Hope you can remember. One thing, it is very important in this present topic to solve the problems. When temperature is constant, pressure and volume are inversely proportional. When pressure is constant, when temperature is constant, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. When pressure is constant, volume is directly proportional to temperature. When volume is constant, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, please note down this. Okay, let's have some questions on this. See here, we can get two kinds of question in this present case. One is when PV graph of a process is given, then they may ask V versus T or P versus T and so on. Or one graph will be given, then they may ask what is the work done in the different cases. I will start from a simple example. So P versus V graph is given. Pressure versus volume graph is given here. This is our A, B, C. It is like this, okay? And it is V1, it is V2, it is a P1, it is, say it is a P2, right? So find work done. Find work done from A to B, comma, from B to C, and find work done from C to A. Okay, we have to find out the work done. Please note down. Okay, graph is simple and problem is also very simple. From A to B, since it is a PV graph, area under PV graph use work done. So work done from A to B, graph. So this area will give you the work done. That is, the pressure is here P. Pressure means here is P. Okay, P remains constant. Here is V. Change is V2 minus V1. You know that volume is increasing. Volume increasing means work done is positive. So one thing is over. Next, B to C. Work done in B to C. I'll write here. Work done from B to C. You know that from B to C, volume remains the same. You know, when volume is remains same, work done is 0. So volume remains same means it is isochoric process. For isochoric process, work done is 0. And see here to here, from C to A. Work done from C to A. C to A. So you know that it is like a trapezium. Area of trapezium is half into sum of parallel sides. This is P1, it is P2. P1 plus P2 into distance between them, V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1. Okay. But you know that in this process, volume is getting decreased. When volume is decreasing, work done is taken as negative. So it is a minus sign. Okay. So note down please. Suppose if in the previous problem the graph was P versus V, graph was pressure versus volume, pressure versus volume, and I asked you to find the work done. Suppose in the same, if it is V versus T graph, V versus T graph, once again same, here volume is V1, here volume is V2, here temperature is T1, here temperature is T2. Once again find work done from A to B, work done from B to C, work done from C to A. Hope it is different from previous one, because in previous question it was P versus V graph. You know, in P versus V graph, area will give you work done directly, but here it is not there. Then what to do? One, I will give you hint. First one, work done from A to B, work done from A to B. So I'll write W. So from A to B, what is the volume? Same. At A volume is V1, at B also volume is V1. Means at A and B volume remains same. When volume is remains same, then according to our isochoric process, means volume remains constant, this isochoric process, then work done is 0. Hence from A to B work done is 0. Then look at here. Okay, try. You know that from here to here, here to here, temperature remains same. When temperature remains same, then it is isothermal. Therefore, I can write work done from B to C. B to C. As you know, from B to C, temperature remains same. Temperature is constant. When temperature is constant, it is isothermal. You know, work done in isothermal process is nRT ln V final by V initial. Okay, here nRT, T here process is taking place at T2. Final volume is V2. Initial volume is V1. So this is an expression for work done from B to C. Then it is C to A. Work done from C to A. C to A. As you know, the graph is straight line. V versus T graph is straight line. If graph is a straight line, as you know very well, when two quantities graph is drawn, if it is straight line, I can say they are directly proportional. When V, it means here V directly proportional to T. When V directly proportional to T means it is a Charles law. In this case, pressure remains constant. Pressure remains constant. You know, when pressure remains constant, it is isobaric process. For isobaric process, work done is nothing but what? P into change in volume. P into change in volume. V2 minus V. But P is not given. So this can be written as PV2 minus PV1. Here PV is nothing but nRT. Hence nRT2 minus nRT1. This answer. But problem is, here volume is getting decreased. When volume is decreased, work done is negative. Work done is negative. So here we have to put a negative sign. If I put negative, it will be nRT1 minus nRT2. That you have to note down. Okay. So this kind of question, graph will be given, work will be asked. Today I have taken first P versus V graph. We have calculated work done. Figure remains same. I changed V versus T. Then we have calculated the work done. Similarly, we can go for different examples in next hour. So tomorrow we come across very good examples from this heading. Thereafter we can start heat engine. I think after heat engine this topic will be over. Okay.